What's up YouTube, Kristo here, and I finally got another video for you, another review, something I've been working on for a really long time, and something I've been wanting to review since before I even had my channel. This is one of the fragrances that actually made me want to start reviewing. I will be looking at Trussardi's Essenza del Tempo. Now this is a unisex EDT, and it was created in 2008 by Sophie Labie. She's done a lot of work with different women's fragrances for a lot of different houses, but to be honest, nothing particularly that well known, so I'm not going to get into it too much. This is listed as, I don't know, I can't find any listing for it. The fragrance itself is listed on a few internet database sites, but I can't find a listing. Even the Trussardi site doesn't even have this fragrance listed, let alone a category for it. Personally, I would say it would probably fit in as a citrus aromatic, perhaps an aromatic fougere. You'll see when I get to the notes in a second. As I mentioned, this is a unisex. It is EDT, and it is kind of a concept fragrance. Essenza del Tempo translates as the essence of time, which is meant to be a statement about, or kind of a statement against fast food and the kind of idea that perfection takes time. And this fragrance is strangely meant to smell like antipasti, which is cured meats smothered in olive oil with herbs on them, which is a really strange thing. And I actually didn't read that comparison or read that concept until well after I wore this fragrance, which is probably good because it might have put me off. Personally, I don't really see that too much, especially the meat thing. It does make me think a little bit more of pesto. I don't know about antipasti though, that's a little strange. Anyways, let's get into the notes. In the top we've got bergamot, amber, carrot seed, and ginger. In the mid we've got iris, we've got sun-drenched flowers, and in the base we've got coffee, cedar, and balsamic vinegar. Now, again, I found different and conflicting notes on different sites, but that's kind of what I put together as well based on what I found as well from my findings. Now, to me, the most predominant note in this is the carrot seed, or the wild carrot, whatever you want to call it. It's a very wild, herbal, earthy, weedy fragrance, or note, if you will. It's a really interesting thing. I really like that. Also, I do get bergamot, and I do get kind of an indistinct herbal and floral feel to it as well. There is some powdery amber, and it's in the opening as well, which is interesting. They put the amber in the opening, which you don't see too often. Coffee and ginger, honestly, I don't get much of. On Fragrantica, where you can list the notes that are the strongest to you, the ginger's #1, and honestly, I don't know, I don't really see the ginger, or at least it doesn't smell like any ginger I've smelled before. Okay, bottle sizes. There's two sizes, 75 and a 125, like I have here, and there's a lot of gift sets that will come with shower gel, body lotion, aftershave balm, lots of different things. And prices, very good prices. You can get prices as low as $25 for the 75 ml, which is very reasonable. And you can get up to $60 for a gift set. I paid $45, which I thought was a really good price for this, and a 200 or 250 ml body wash. Now I'm going to get into the opening and dry down. I've got the dry down over here. I'll give myself a blast on this side. Now, I've been testing this a lot lately, and wow, yeah, the opening is really, really strong. It's very harsh, synthetic, very strong alcohol feeling. And I don't mean like boozy, I mean like rubbing alcohol. But it dries down. It dries down really quickly and really nicely as well. The bergamot is kind of lost. The green, earthy citrus that you get in the opening dies down quite quickly. You get something much more herbal and slightly floral. Now, this is a fairly linear scent, but I mean that in the sense that notes don't really appear. It just seems to kind of shed notes. Things kind of seem to disappear, not appear as much. So that's why this gave me so many problems, because there's so many notes. Everything appears basically after the first minute, and from there everything seems to kind of die down. And you do get stages, but you don't get things jumping out from the mid and the bass. It's kind of like everything's there and things just fall away. Now, this is a very soft, simple structure, and it's got so many different arrays of notes that just seem to really clash and not work together, but it makes it feel so unique and so strange and different, and everything is there kind of at the same time. And strangely, this is really easy to wear. It's a really simple, even transparent fragrance as well. It's definitely not gourmand as well, with the strange antipasti and pesto references. It's really not a gourmand fragrance at all. Now, what does it make me think of? Well, first of all, the carrot seed, or the wild carrot, it definitely makes me think of growing up in the Canadian countryside. Wild carrots and carrot flowers, wild carrot flowers, whatever you want to call them, they are everywhere where I grew up, and I still can smell them really clearly. And when I smell this, it definitely makes me think of that. Really earthy, weedy, herbal kind of thing. Now, like I mentioned before, antipasti, I don't know if I'd say that. It does slightly remind me of herbal pesto though, but I probably wouldn't have made that connection if I hadn't have read the review that mentioned it being an antipasti fragrance. Now, let's get into the nitty-gritty here. Longevity. Now, this is the major downfall for me. Unfortunately, I only get about 2 to 4 hours out of this. Even with my shower gel, fresh out of the shower, I only get 4 hours maximum. That's the biggest problem with me for this. Projection is about average. Pretty much what you would expect for something as kind of soft and herbal and transparent and summery, springy as this is. Season, well, I just mentioned it, spring and summer for sure. I think the herbal qualities make me want to say spring, but the lightness of it and the transparency makes me want to say summer. I think you would need a little bit of heat for this to work better. Occasion, I think this would be perfect for daytime casual or even the office. I think this would be great just for kind of bumming around the house, out of the shower, going and doing your shopping, something like that. Dinner or a date, probably not. I think it's a little too soft and a little too, I don't know, unassuming to be worn as a fragrance on a date or to, you know, nice dinner or something like that. It's not really what I would wear personally. Age, this is a good plus point for it. I think this is pretty versatile in terms of age. I can see this young 20s to 40 plus, just because there's not really anything in it that would be particularly offensive. It's not really sweet, it's not really woody, it's not really musky. There's not really anything I can think that would make it appeal more specifically to a younger age than an older age. Gender, is this unisex? Yeah, I think this is pretty damn close. Considering a lot of designer unisex fragrances often are not genuinely unisex, I think this is pretty close. If it wasn't for the sun-dried wildflowers, I think this would pretty much pull it off. And even then, the wildflowers come across as more herbal than floral, I think. So I really think this could be a really good unisex fragrance that you and your partner could share. My wife really likes this. I really like it as well. Positive. What's positive about this? Well, definitely the carrot seed wild carrot note. I love it. I think it's great. It's unique. I've never smelled anything quite like it, and that's why I enjoy this so much. And at the same time, it's not weird. When you look at the notes, coffee, iris, carrot seed, amber, you think, oh, it's going to be weird, it's going to be strange, it's going to be loud. It's not. It's soft, light, unintrusive. I think this is great for warmer months, and it's very well priced, and I think it's very good quality. I'm a very big fan of the Trussardi house, and I think this is a prime example of why I like it so much. And yes, it's a great unisex fragrance. Throw that in again. Negative. What's negative? Well, like I said, longevity is the biggest downfall for this. 2 to 4 hours is just not as much as I want. But to be honest, you can't fault it for the price and for how soft it is. I really don't think you can complain too much. Another problem with this is really hard to find in certain parts of the world. Outside of certain retailers, outside of Europe, this can be really, really difficult to find. Also, if you're into more complex fragrances, if you like things where the notes are coming in and coming out and you get like a completely different A to C, like A, B, C, to, top to mid, top to base, yeah, this might not be complex enough for you. Recommended, who am I going to recommend this to? I'm going to recommend this to anyone who likes unisex fragrances that are unisex, that are as close to unisex as you can get. Also someone looking for a soft, light summer fragrance with a unique carrot seed feeling. And as well, people who are into lesser known houses, people who want to find something a bit different. This is a great fragrance for the price. Highly recommended. Trussardi Essenza del Tempo. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon.